Welcome to the Furniture in Fashion podcast. Furniture in Fashion is a UK-based furniture retailer, and this podcast is where we talk through modern furniture choices for real UK homes. In each episode, we explore practical decisions around living rooms, bedrooms, dining spaces, and everyday layouts, focusing on what actually works long-term. The aim is to help you make confident furniture choices that suit how you live, not just how a room looks. Here's something wild. A recent survey found that 68% of UK homeowners have had to modify their homes or abandon furniture purchases because their doorways were too small. It's a uniquely British problem that's reshaping how we think about furniture design.
That's such a striking statistic. And it really explains why I keep seeing my neighbours attempting these elaborate furniture-moving gymnastics routines.
You know what's fascinating about this whole situation? The furniture industry has completely transformed their approach because of these architectural constraints. We're seeing manufacturers invest millions in 3D modeling of typical UK home layouts just to understand all the potential pinch points.
That's actually quite brilliant. So they're essentially mapping out centuries-old architecture to solve modern living problems?
Exactly. And get this, some studies show that homes built in the Victorian era typically have doorways that are 28% narrower than modern building standards. That's creating this fascinating challenge where designers have to bridge a literal 150-year gap in architectural thinking.
Well, that certainly explains why my friend ended up having to hire a crane to get her sofa through a second-floor window last month.
Oh man, those crane rentals are becoming surprisingly common. I was talking to a furniture delivery specialist who said they've seen a 40% increase in special delivery requests involving external lifting equipment in just the last 3 years.
That's absolutely wild, though I suppose it's still better than what my neighbours tried. They were convinced they could temporarily remove their entire window frame.
You know what's really interesting though? These challenges have actually driven some incredible innovations in furniture design. The latest market research shows that sales of modular and adaptable sofas have increased by 85% since 2019.
And these aren't just quick fixes either. From what I understand, these pieces often undergo more rigorous testing than traditional furniture.
That's right. The industry standard now requires these adaptable pieces to undergo at least 20,000 assembly and disassembly cycles during testing. It's really changing how we think about furniture durability.
Speaking of durability, I've heard some interesting things about the new connection mechanisms they're developing. Like, how are they making these pieces both secure and invisible?
So this is really cool. They're using something called blind fastening systems that can handle up to 300 pounds of force while remaining completely hidden. The technology was actually adapted from aerospace engineering.
That's exactly the kind of innovation I love hearing about. It's amazing how one specific challenge can drive such sophisticated solutions.
And what's particularly fascinating is how these practical solutions are influencing broader design trends. Market data shows that sofas with slim arms and raised legs, features that make them easier to maneuver, are now outselling traditional bulky designs by almost 2 to 1.
Well, that makes sense when you consider that the average UK living room is about 30% smaller than it was in the 1970s.
Exactly. And here's another interesting stat. Furniture retailers report that about 45% of customers now ask about delivery and access considerations before they even look at colour swatches or fabric samples.
That really shows how our priorities have shifted, doesn't it? We're becoming much more practical in our approach to furniture buying.
And the industry is responding. There's been a 150% increase in the number of furniture companies offering 3D visualization tools that let you virtually plan your delivery route through your home.
Though I still think the most important advice is to measure everything obsessively. What's that statistic about measurement-related returns?
Oh yeah. Furniture retailers report that approximately 22% of all returns are due to access issues that could have been prevented by proper measuring. That's millions in preventable costs every year.
You know what's really encouraging about all this? It shows how good design can solve real-world problems while still maintaining style and comfort.
Absolutely right. And looking ahead, experts predict that by 2025, more than 60% of all sofas sold in the UK will feature some form of adaptable or modular design. It's not just a trend, it's becoming the new standard.
That's really the future of furniture design, isn't it? Creating pieces that work with our homes, not against them.
And that's exactly why this matters so much. When we talk about furniture design, we're really talking about how we live in our homes, how we move through our lives, and how design can make both of those things better.